Alright, so a lot of you have been asking about what this joint mobilization or band distracted stuff is, and if you remember at Gain, you've done this stuff. We do it pretty much every day in the warm-up. So I just wanted to explain the kind of reasons behind we do it and give you an example of it as well. So if you hand me that, thank you. So Harrison is setting up here so actually I'm going to have you scoot your knee back a little bit further. Yep. Yeah, so this is we call this band distracted hip extension. So we're working on hip extension, which is the action of actually bringing his hip behind him. And this is a tricky motion because a lot of people will substitute movement in the low back for hip extension. So that's why this is an important one that we take a look at with people, and we make sure that we get a good dose of it in. So the idea is that by having this band, we just get it tied to a post, and by having that pull the joint, so his femur going into his hip, that's pulling that way, which allows the hip to roll this way more. So we're putting the hip joint in a better position to get stretched into extension by helping it get pulled into extension by pulling the joint into the front of the socket, which is what happens when the joint goes into extension. So by doing that, we can get a really effective stretch and really see some great improvements in hip extension. So, and the muscles that we're going after here are kind of your hip flexors, right? So this stuff gets stiff for those of you that sit a lot every day. Harrison's doing a nice job taking some big deep breaths and also squeezing his butt. So those of you that sit a lot, those of you that are runners and train a lot, runners are commonly missing some hip extension. If you're a runner that scuffs your ankle on the other side, we find that sometimes is related to some missing hip extension range of motion. So anyway, just a real kind of easy example of one of the banded distraction techniques that we're going to use at the mobility class. So remember, we're doing that on Saturday, March 19th, 10:30 a.m. See you guys there. Thanks.